another good outing, Coach. A good segue there. We talked about it earlier. Our guest tonight, going to bring him in now, Alex Scott from East Noble. Alex had another big game, offensively and defensively. And Alex, first of all, thanks for joining us here tonight on Upon for the review.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, so talk about the win. I mean, it really, just that win, a convincing win that you guys had over the Snyder Panthers last Friday night, 29-7 up in Kendallville. Clicking on all cylinders. We just talked about it, the real offensive balance. You are part of that offensive attack these days. Just and getting that touchdown too, the passing touchdown from Biddle. Talk about Friday night and really what we saw out there and really what's clicking for this team right now.
I feel like you said, we're really clicking on all cylinders with our running game and passing game. It really comes down to our coaches, Alex Stewart and Brett Seibel. I mean, they put together a lot of good concepts for us, and they call all of our plays, and they put us in the right positions to go be the athletes and make plays.
Yeah. Talk about what you guys have coming back. A lot has been made of the graduation. You guys go to state a year ago, fall short in that game. You have a mental attitude of Warner and Dylan Crail who kind of led the way for things. But you also have so many coming back and throwing some new pieces in. And second year for Coach Stewart too. What is it about this East Noble team that you guys, like I said, kind of picked it up where you left off from the state trip a year ago?
It's really a lot of grit and resilience. I mean, guys like Cohen Quake on our D line, he didn't play a lot last year as a sophomore. But, him in week 1 having 3 sacks, I mean, it kind of just shows what kind of work he puts in the weight room. And then Austin Phillips, obviously, he's a freshman, real big dude. He's in the weight room all the time and getting bigger and stronger and faster. And I feel like that really is what puts us ahead of everybody else, the time that we spend in the weight room.
Sure. Did you anticipate that things would kind of be this way again for this year? I mean, we saw a lot. Oh my gosh, they're graduating a lot, but did you guys know we're going to be okay?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely the scrimmages in the summer definitely helped too. I mean, seeing all those guys running around and during the summer and then getting after it at practices, Monday night practices, and in the weight rooms in the morning. I mean, everybody was bought in this summer, and I think that's what really has helped us so far.
Yeah, Alex, Coach Griff here, and first, congratulations. And I was watching some of that game today, and did you guys get a new turf this year?
Yeah, we did.
I thought it looked a little bit spiffy out there with some of the things they did to it. Pretty nice. Mm-hmm. That's what happens when you go to state, man. You get all the money. So, big, like I said, beating Snyder again, it cannot go unnoticed. The fact that even last year, you guys had Snyder in a pickle prior to that storm delay that made you guys come back the next day, like at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
On a hot, humid evening that was, and unfortunately lost that game. But this game for you, 8 tackles, 2 pass breakups. You had 1 interception return, I believe, 2 catches, 45 yards, and a receiving touchdown. So you're getting it done on both sides of the ball this year. Now, last year you were predominantly a secondary defensive back. So which side of the ball do you feel the most at home at, even though you're playing both ways this year?
I've really put a lot of time in the off season as a wide receiver. Last year I didn't get the chance. There was a lot of seniors ahead of me, and a lot of seniors that worked hard for 4 years, and they deserved the spots that they got. So I was really grateful to be in the spot at DB and on a team like that goes to state. I was grateful to be there. But wide receiver is really, I think, my position. That's where I like to play the most.
Yeah, and now that you guys have picked it up here after 2 weeks of non-conference game, you'll look to step into the Northeast 8 again this year, which looks to be pretty strong from some of the indications. Columbia City's off to a good start. They had a big win at Northwood a week ago and handled a Plymouth team last week. It seems like they've got a rushing attack this year that's pretty potent right now. Huntington North out of all practical purposes, could be essentially 2-0. I mean, they lost week 1 by a point, and then they lost by 8 to Northrop this past week. As you get going here, you're lining up next week against a Norwell team that right now is a little down again this year, 0-2 overall, lost the last 7 straight. When you go into a game where on paper and in video and all that, where you're better than the team that you know across from you, what is the emphasis that Coach Stewart and your coaches hammer home on a week coming up like this first road trip to Norwell, knowing on paper you're maybe better than they are, and you're going into hostile territory the first of the year? What is it they're hammering home this week from a practice standpoint?
I think we play Huntington North in week 3.
Okay.
We're at home against Huntington North next week. So
I misread that. Let's talk about that one then. I jumped a week ahead there. Our partners, thanks for correcting me there. It is Huntington North. That's why I was talking about them. I just completely faked myself out there. So my bag on that one. A Huntington North team that has lost 2 games, but tight games.
Yeah. No, watching film on those games, it's definitely a good team, well-rounded team. They were good last year too. They gave us a really good battle, and in week 3 last year we were down at halftime, I remember. And then we kind of pulled it together when we played them in the regional championship. But I mean, they did lose a lot of seniors, but they're still a good team. Good all around. Their defense is stout, and I think really in practice this week we just have to work on doing our things. We don't have to do anything fancy, just like what we did against Wayne and Snyder. I mean, we just need to work on the fundamentals and do the stuff that we're best at.
Yeah, and that's the thing that you guys have always had a tendency to, when you go to Huntington North, it's been always a tough arena for you guys to go on the road there. So you got them at home on Friday night, and that's going to be probably one of your other big tests here in the first 3 weeks of the season, coming off that Snyder game. Were you guys surprised at maybe how you won against Snyder, or did you guys kind of sense that through the week?
No, we were really confident through the week. I know a lot of people online, saying Snyder, is a little down, but East Noble is too. But I feel like that's what's really helped us against games like Wayne and Snyder, what people don't really know about us, since we had a lot of people graduate last year. I think everybody is really bought in and confident. I think we come in with sort of a swagger when we play teams like that, and our mentality, everybody's mentality on the line, and our skill guys is always really good.
All right, Alex. Hey, buddy. Well, we appreciate you joining us here today on Upon Further Review, and we look forward to catching the Knights down the road. Hopefully we can get a game up there this year, and I'm sure we will be up there sooner rather than later, because we're always treated well there at East Noble. So best of luck this week and the rest of the way.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.